everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the 2020 love outlook for the sign of Virgo. But before we do that, let me just remind you all that I'm giving away for Christmas the Spirit Animal Oracle deck for Colette, Bear, and Reed. And then all you have to do to be in the running to win this is to be one of my subscribers and to leave me a comment and let me know that you're interested. And that's it. All right, guys, so I'm going to be using that deck for my love readings, for my love outlook readings for 2020. And today we're going to be doing yours, Virgo. Thank you so much, Virgos, for showing up so hard for my Virgo reading, for my Virgo love reading, my Virgo outlook 2020. You guys have really been showing me a lot of love for that video, and I do appreciate all of that. So let's just get into your love outlook. This is going to be for a Virgo who's in a relationship with someone. The spread that I'm using today will be, I'll be pulling cards for you and for your opposite person. So this is a love outlook for 2020 for someone who's with their twin flame. Now, you may or may not be with them right now for whatever reason, but this is certainly for a Virgo who knows who their significant other is, all right? So let's go ahead and pull out your romance angel messages. Then we'll get out your animal spirits, and then we'll do your spread. First out, we have honeymoon. Very nice. Enjoy holiday bliss together. And then we have deception. Wow. All right, so let's pull out your two animal spirits from this beautiful deck from Colette, Bear, and Reed. Really very nice deck indeed. 64 card, it's a 64 or 68. I believe it's a 68 card deck. Which is really good for an animal oracle deck because oftentimes those decks will only be, they'll be less, you know, there'll be maybe 45 cards or 54 cards, but to have 68 cards, and they're just all so beautiful, and you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. But Virgo, let's pull out your animal spirits to see. We're going to pull two, one for you and your lover, just to see what these cards mean for you this year. It's unusual, right, to have deception. Now, deception may or may not be from outside influences, but we're going to see what that means for you, your lover, your soulmate. Certainly your twin flame soulmate, because we have different kinds of soulmates, but when we're talking about a lover connection, that's the twin flame soulmate, isn't it? So we have frog, clearing out the clutter. All right. And then we also have the coyote, trust in divine detours. Wow. Okay. So interesting, right? Let's get right into it. The frog. The frog is an animal spirit that is in a lot of animal oracle decks because the frog is really synonymous with water energy, synonymous certainly with purification, and here we have clear out the clutter is the phrase associated with this spirit card. Number 28 in the deck. Beautiful, beautiful, right? But this frog always brings the purification, the cleansing of water. The rains come with the frogs, right? And whenever it's raining, we always see frogs. If you've ever been in the tropics or the islands in the Caribbean, you know, we know that whenever the rains come out, we hear these beautiful frogs and they're out. And this is something that it brings. And so this animal spirit is resonating this year for you in a way of purifying your relationship, perhaps cleansing out toxin, maybe cleansing out some old issues that have been sort of festering away. It's time to sort of get rid of all of that. When we're talking about water, we're talking about emotions. So it could very well be that various things happen this year that bring certain issues to a head. And then through that, the cleansing and healing process happens. Now you have number 16 in the deck, Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. Now, of course, this is going to be, I really believe this is going to be more of a fire element. Now, this deck doesn't tell you what the animal spirits are associated with, what elements. It's a very different type of animal spirit deck. But I would say that, excuse me, I would say that the coyote is a fire elemental animal spirit because we're talking about here, yeah, divine detours. In the wild, the coyote, if you ever see them in the prairies or the flatlands, the playlands, they really weave about, don't they? They don't ever run in a straight line. They're always kind of moving around, coyotes. They seem to have a real sort of strategy towards getting to where they need to go. Coyotes can also really get through a lot of obstacles in a lot of ways by not necessarily getting rid of the obstacle, but circumventing it, getting around it, getting over it or under it. Coyotes are scavengers, right? So they're survivors, right? And so in this way, trust in divine detours. This is something that will be associated with the element of fire because it's the element of spirit and ambition and being able to press forward, right? And so the element, so the coyote spirit could very well be at play in terms of you may be going through things this year that is taking your love relationship down a particular detour. And again, maybe causing certain issues to come to the surface so that they can be cleansed or purified or taken care of before you guys move to the next step. All right, let's get into your actual spread. I'm going to pull out 6 cards. These cards are going to represent how you see yourself, how your partner sees you and how you see them, and how you both see the relationship. We're going to look at our beautiful Virgos for the year 2020 love outlook. See what's really going on in this relationship. We know this is not going to resonate for all Virgos. And this is just an overlook for the year. The monthly readings are going to be much more in depth, and the mid-monthly outlooks as well as the weekly readings will give you more scenarios that you may actually be going through from, day to day or week to week. This is just a broad outlook for some Virgos out there, so just take what applies to you, and if it doesn't apply, let it go, you know what I mean? All right, so frog and coyote, I'm going to call that water and fire coming together for Virgo this year in terms of animal spirits that you may or may not be resonating with. Certainly that are part of this scenario, if you're resonating with this particular spread that's about to come out. So let us see, right? Straight out the gate, we have for you an 8 of Pentacles and your partner sees a Page of Wands. This is how you see yourselves. You see your partner as a 4 of Swords and they see you as moon energy. And you are resonating with Knight of Wands energy with respect to the relationship, and they see the relationship as Queen of Pentacles. Just move this up a little bit. All right, so you can see all of the cards. There we go. All right, guys, so at the bottom of the deck for you, we have the Queen of Pentacles, right? So, the 9 of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles we have down here. And they're very similar characters, but I love it when they also come out in the same readings. But the 9 of Pentacles, we have a Magician underneath. 9 of Pentacles, of course, indicates a very ambitious person, someone who's extremely goal-orientated. But oftentimes, 9 of Pentacles is someone who's very sort of alone, right? The difference between a 9, of course, and the Queen is that the Queen generally will still have family and children around them. But the 9 of Pentacles is usually someone who's so career-minded and ambitious that oftentimes this pursuit will alienate them from those around them, or they will have to sort of sacrifice closer relationships for the sake of their ambitions, because what they're achieving is so, is so lofty, and it is indeed a great sort of achievement, but oftentimes these types of achievements do come at the price of closer relationships, family. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. How you guys see yourselves. You are resonating with 8 of Pentacles and they have Page of Wands. So this is how you're seeing yourselves. You're really working hard this year, Virgo. This is a year where you're seeing yourself as an 8 of Pentacles. So you're being very restricted this year in terms of what you're allowing yourself to do or engage in. There's no extremes. You're not, doing anything outside of whatever is helping you to focus your attention to a particular task. And this task is going to have something to do with your livelihood, your business, or your career. If you are a craftsman and you make your money from being an artist, this is very much the card of the person who is an artist and makes their living out of their art, but and so in this way must also continually be mastering their art and getting better at it and working at it. This is not just working a lot, this is also working to perfect something, working to perfect or master a craft as well. And so, indeed, this is what you're going to be focused with this year. And your person is really resonating with themselves in terms of Page of Wands. So, your person is very much in a place where they're overcoming a lot of fear with regard to their own expressive abilities. They're going to probably be wanting to start something new this year, start something new and creative. They're feeling very young again. It's quite interesting because right away I'm starting to get a feeling that Virgo, you see yourself as Eight of Pentacles because you probably feel very much like you're the one who's doing a lot of the work in the relationship. You're the one who's always focusing. You're the one who's always being very sort of disciplined. Yet your person is resonating with this very youthful kind of childlike Page of Wands energy, which is, it's nice, but it is someone who's about to really start something new in their life. And generally someone who's going to start something new in their life on their own. This is a very young sort of devil may care attitude Page of Wands has. And it's kind of interesting that somebody would resonate with that in a relationship, right? Seems to indicate feeling of wanting to perhaps maybe be more independent, or perhaps maybe just follow their heart and their dreams right now, whether they include you or not, because that's very Page of Wands as well. Very independent spirit. Okay, let's get into how you guys are seeing each other. So you are seeing the other person as a Four of Swords, and they see you as Moon energy. So you're seeing them as being very strategic a lot of the times, very reserved. I think you're finding it difficult for them to sort of help you or give you answers. You're feeling like you're doing a lot of the work, and you feel like they're always kind of keeping their opinions to themselves. They're not really being very sort of forthcoming with their communication. You see them sort of thinking away, but it's not like they're talking about it. The other person, your lover, sees you as Moon energy, and they seeing you also as a kind of vague. They feel, I think they feel very much like they're not seeing the whole picture with you, that perhaps you're not telling them everything, right? It could also be that you're seeing, no, yeah, I mean, it could be that you guys are really bouncing off of each other in a lot of ways, right? That this kind of energy, because you're seeing them as being very reserved and not really coming forth with a lot of what they're thinking about, and they're seeing you as Moon energy, and as if there's something that you're hiding as well. So you both seem to be very kind of, I'm going to say, just not very trustful of each other. And this could be where deception is coming in and where frog energy is coming in. Some of you Virgos may be dealing with someone. You guys, I'm going to say some of you may be dealing with someone that in the past cheated on you, and you're trying to make it work, and you guys are not really getting over it. You're not able to forgive and forget. That sort of paranoia, that doubt, that feeling that, someone is not telling you everything. It's there, and it seems to be there for both of you. And it's just a little bit different, though. Your person just doesn't feel like they're getting all of your feelings. And I can see that because you're throwing yourself into your work, Virgo. And so for your person, it's like, yeah, you are being very insular. You're not really sharing a lot of your feelings with them, and they see that, right? Yet at the same time, you're feeling very much with them like they're not telling you everything. They're being very strategic. Four of Swords is the number for strategy as well, and sort of thinking your next move ahead. And it could be that you feel like you still don't trust them. You feel like they're still being kind of strategic behind the scenes, or manipulative, especially if there's been some sort of a cheating here. If there's been cheating in the past, this is where deception can come from also. This feeling of like you guys are trying to make something work, but there's still this energy of like, wow, you cheated on me. And it's really hard to forget that. You still can't stop seeing them as sort of plotting or manipulating or strategizing. And they come across as this really kind of young, rebellious person anyway. It's almost like this person that you're dealing with, Virgo, is still kind of like, they're one of these type of people that may have said they're sorry and all of that, and they, they won't do it again, but they still have this kind of really young, flirtatious attitude about themselves that always gives you this feeling like, are they truly sorry, or are they just sorry they got caught? This is the card. This is how you guys see your relationship. So you, Virgo, are seeing the relationship as the Knight of Wands energy, at least your part in the relationship. And they're seeing it as a Queen of Pentacles. So seems to me that you're seeing your partner relationship as being someone who's very much their cheerleader. Like you're always having to come again to the rescue, right? Knight of Wands is very much the person who comes and invigorates. They're very supportive. They're very enthusiastic. They're very sort of motivational. They have a purpose and they believe in it. And oftentimes, if they're coming into you, they can throw their support behind you as well. They can be your greatest supporter in a lot of ways, right? And this energy that they bring oftentimes is necessary to, get rid of the staleness that can come into a situation. And it feels like this is your job. It feels very much like you're responsible for this all the time. Your person feels they are resonating with Queen of Pentacles energy in this dynamic. So they're feeling very much like they're having to, this is interesting. It could be that are they bringing money to the situation or some sort of stability? They may be, it could be one of the reasons why they have this attitude, because I feel like they're bringing this attitude of money and support, like they have to be the ones to support this relationship financially. Or like they are somehow, because they're resonating, they see themselves as the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is always like sort of taking care of the money, making sure the money is there, looking out for the family by ensuring that abundance is coming in. And so your person is somehow resonating with this kind of responsibility. And some of you may indeed be dealing with someone where they hold the purse strings, or they have a higher level of abundance coming into the relationship than you do. And this is one of the ace cards, or one of the cards they play with you. And so in this dynamic, it's like they've cheated, but they feel kind of entitled because they're the ones taking, they're the ones who have more money, and they may also be a little bit spoiled because of that, and feeling that with this Page of Wands, a little bit over idealistic because, of course, they come from an environment or background where they have enough abundance to be that way. You're coming from a much more hardworking, sort of putting an effort in. And so I think this year is going to be a really big year of you guys having to deal with these issues. These are not necessarily breakup issues. You guys may still be very much in love and very much compatible, right? But these are issues that you're going to have to work through. If there was deception, you guys are going to have to work through that properly and not just say, okay, let's forgive and forget, move on. Forgive and forget doesn't, working through previous sort of deception in a relationship or cheating in a relationship, working through that means working through it. It means you have to always continually talk about it. It means that when you have doubts or when you have feelings that are coming up that relate to that, you have to be able to both address them and talk about them. You can't be like, oh man, that happened 3 years ago. Why are you still talking about it? You talk about it until you're done talking about it, until you're done healing from it. Oftentimes people continue to mention these events because they never really properly healed from them in the first place. If it's your choice, if it's your choice to come back together after something like that, it's possible, but both people have to be committed. And so this year with Coyote energy coming in and Frog Spirit, I think there's going to be a lot of events in this scenario that are going to help you to sort of see what's really going on in this dynamic and where to let go. Let's pull some clarifiers, for the sake of the relationship, and also to kind of clear up some dynamics in the sense that you still feel like you're doing a lot of the hard lifting in the relationship in terms of being there, being active. Right now, you're doing a lot of financial working as well. And it could also be that sometimes you feel as though you're the one who's having to save the day. This Queen of Pentacles could also be that they feel like, your person feels like, you're taking care of them financially in the sense that you are their financial responsibility, right? And they may or may not, either be taking that for granted, or they may or may not be resenting that. That really all depends on You know what I'm saying? How your person is resonating with that energy. So I just want to say but there's an issue there with money. So either way, whether it's you or whether it's your person, there's an issue there with someone feeling either responsible because they're providing much of the abundance, or feeling some kind of way because they're being kept or taken care of in some way, right? You're still nevertheless resonating with a lot of workaholic energy. And still this feeling also that you have, that you're always the one sort of cheerleading, you're always the one being enthusiastic, right? Trying to make the best of a situation. It could be that you feel as though they're not really pulling their weight as much for the relationship. They're very enthusiastic about their own things, but not necessarily about, your relationship and the progress of it and the health of it. Certainly after you guys, for some of you, are getting over perhaps an event of deception, an event of cheating at some point. All right. Your clarifiers. We're just going to see if we can get a little bit deeper. All right. There's your 8 of Pentacles again. Bottom of the Thoth deck, we have the 3 of Swords. So there is your third party energy that I was talking about. So definitely deception, sorrow over somebody having lied, deceived. So there you go. 3 of Swords definitely indicates deception. It can be cheating energy, certainly. But at the core of it is sorrow over somebody having hurt you, having broken the bond, the trust, the loyalty. So this is certainly for a Virgo who's dealing with someone in a relationship where you guys are trying to get over an event like this, right? And honeymoon, I think, is there because you're trying to find a better place. You may this year try to go on vacation as a way to help this scenario, because oftentimes couples will do that. Lovers will do that to try to get away. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Let me just get into your cards, Virgo. Yeah, you're coming in with 5 of Swords and 2 of Swords. So you're going to feel at some point of this year that you will have really thrown your hands up and said, look, enough is enough. You're tired of arguing. You may be starting off the year with a lot of arguing, but you're tired of it. 5 of Swords is the card for defeat, but defeat in such a way where you say, look, I'm just going to let you have the win, because continuing to argue is just bringing me down. It's lowering me to a level I don't want to be at. And so it's not really a defeat, but it's like, it's taking the high ground. And 2 of Swords comes in at some point this year. I think you guys will find a way, or at least you, Virgo, are looking for peace and harmony in this. You're trying to find a way through. 2 of Swords is the land of indecision. Oftentimes it's associated with an inability to make a decision, but oftentimes when 2 of Swords comes in and you find you just can't decide which way to go, you find out that there must be a third option, And oftentimes the third option is finding a balance, finding another way to have this communication, finding another way to be able to go on with this dynamic if the way it's been going now just isn't working. And you also can't give it up because you love each other. There's going to have to be another way, which is perhaps therapy, perhaps, excuse me, perhaps talking about it, whatever the case may be, right? There is another way. Maybe not living together in the same type of dynamic, having a different type of dynamic for the relationship. In any case, you really do. You take the high ground and you say, enough is enough. Let's find a peaceful way. And so your partner is interesting, resonating with Magician and 8 of Pentacles themselves. And they're also feeling, they're feeling pretty good about themselves with this Magician energy. And I think they're going to be resonating very much with this feeling of being on top of their world, getting really into their finance. This could also be why they're resonating with Queen of Pentacles, because Queen of Pentacles very much puts her finance and her goals in front of everything else. That's her primary goal, right? Her primary love is her business or her career. And it could be, for some of you, your lover is also resonating up this year with this. They have this Page of Wands. There's something they really wanted to do. They feel ambitious about. And I feel they feel really strongly about it with this Magician energy. And they're willing to put all of the, just as you're willing to put all the hard work in that you've put in, they're willing to put all the hard work into that as well. And they're making it their baby. And for some of you, Virgo, I'm not sure how present your partner is going to be in terms of wanting to heal what's going on with this relationship, because I think your partner is going to be very, very much focused on their career this year and their goals and their abundance, you know, growing their abundance. And if there feels like a real separation here, you know, I think that if there has been like cheating or deception going on, your person has very much been like, look, I said I was sorry and I'm moving on. And it could very well be, Virgo, that you're the one that's just feeling like, well, why are we not together anymore? Why is there still this weird feeling between us? And your person is not really, they feel it. They see it too. They feel moon energy with you in the sense that they're kind of ambivalent about their feelings with you. They're ambivalent about your feelings. But yet their focus isn't that. Their focus is finances and money. Your focus is communication, trying to fix the communication. You can see that you have 3 swords, which is all communication and talking. And your person is resonating with Pentacles energy here and the Magician wands. So following his ambition, following things that bring in money, and following his work ethic is where his focus or her focus will be this year. And this was why I'm going to say 9 of Pentacles is maybe shown up as well. Again, remember in the beginning I said 9 of Pentacles is someone who's very solitary. They give up and they sacrifice relationships. I feel for some of you, Virgo, you may be someone who's willing to sacrifice this relationship altogether for the sake of their career. And you're going to notice this when this happens. And this may be why 2 of Swords has come in for balance, because you're going to realize, yeah, I can't be with them. I can't completely give them up. But let me find another way, because this is definitely not going to work. And it may just be that you have to have a completely different type of relationship with them, where you either don't live together or you're not together, you're open, or I don't know, whatever could work. But something that's going to make room for the fact that it's all about their career this year, and something that's going to allow you to accept the fact that whatever apology you got for this deception is probably the most that you're going to get out of them, because they are well and truly now all orientated towards their goals and not necessarily your relationship with them or their relationship with you. All right, guys, I'm going to call it Virgo. This is your reading, your love outlook for 2020. I hope it helped. I hope it gave you some clarity. I hope it gave you some confidence to deal with a particular situation in your life. If you resonated with any of this, check out your other videos that are linked in the description. Don't forget to let me know if you are interested in the drawing for the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. All right. And I'm going to also be doing the mid-month love check-ins for December. So that comes out around noon. I'm going to say December 15th, the middle of the month. And also Earth signs, I am going to be doing your New Year's Eve resolution video. The fire sign resolution videos are already up, but I'm going to be doing yours soon as well. I'm going to get through the 2020 love outlooks, and then I'm going to begin to work on those. So in any case, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to get a private reading, go ahead and follow that link at the top of your screen. Tarot answers, go ahead and follow that link. Don't forget, when you're booking a reading or tarot answers, please read the description of the service you're booking so you understand what is required. A lot of people, when I say required, a lot of people don't read the description. And for the tarot answers, I do need to have a little bit of background, and I need to know what your question is. It's not a general reading, and so I can't do a general outlook for you. So that will be for a private reading. You would have to book a private reading for that. So please definitely read the descriptions, and I look forward to you coming back to Bow and Arrow Tarot next week. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye now.